Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Sunday morning Sunday school devotion here at St. John United Church of Christ. I'm Pastor Jana Myers, and I could not be more joyful that you are here with us this morning. This is our fourth week in our series of Joy in Tough Times. We're using selections from the UCC Still Speaking Writers Group at ucc.org. You can find all of the lessons we've used for this series at ucc.org/daily devotion. You can also find them in your weekly emails and on the Facebook page and all these different places. But these are really great ways to take a little snippet and time to carve out for yourself, to study and reflect on how you are working for joy in these tough times. So this morning, we've got one called Good Morning, written by Reverend Kenneth Samuel. He wrote it back on January 18th, 2020. O Lord my God, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. For God's anger endures but a moment, and God's favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Psalm 30, verse 2 and 5. I think I've been hearing the refrain of Psalm 30, verse 5, all my life. I've heard it proclaimed with powerful conviction from the pulpit, and I've heard it beautifully intoned in the melodies of gospel songs and anthems. There is perhaps no other psalm that offers as much faithful hope and blessed assurance as this one. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. I've always understood morning to be daybreak, that God sends after nighttime of our misery and suffering. I believed that joy would surely come when daylight appeared. We could finally see our way out of the trepidations and tribulations of the night. Then, late one night, I received a call, and when I answered the phone, the caller said to me, "Good morning." I looked over at the clock, and it was 12:07 a.m., and it suddenly dawned on me that morning comes to most of us not at daybreak, but at night. Since joy comes in the morning, joy must come when we realize that our new day dawns at night. Joy comes when we understand and believe that despite times and difficult situations, they cannot prevent the fulfillment of God's promise and progress in our lives. Joy comes when we celebrate the fact that even in the night, God is still moving us towards better days. Though my daylight had not yet appeared, I am now moved to joyfully pronounce myself and to others, good morning. As somebody who rarely gets to bed on time, this one made me giggle. I love the idea, firstly, of someone calling a pastor in the middle of the night to say, good morning. If I've ever received a call in the middle of the night, it doesn't usually start with good morning. So it seemed really intriguing, this poignant reminder that our days start, according to the clock, in the middle of the day, middle of the night. But I have found that for me, the day starts when my body starts to feel a little more ready to be awake. And sometimes that's when the night is going on, and sometimes that's when the day is going on. But as a young person, my parents took us in, literally, it felt like the middle of the night, to a hot air balloon festival. Because at 5 a.m., I think it was March, so it was very, very, very dark, was the Balloon Dawn Patrol. Dawn would not be up for hours, but the balloons would be. And for any of you who have witnessed a hot air balloon festival, and maybe it was just called Dawn Patrol in Northern California, or maybe this is something that ballooners do, to see giant orbs of light and color slowly filling with horrendously loud noise, that was morning all of itself. I was awake and invigorated. It was exciting. And it was the middle of the night. And what I loved about it was I was young enough that I understood that patrol was like to go out and search for something, but I didn't really understand the premise of a dawn patrol. And so what I thought the balloons were doing was going and looking for the sun. They were going on a dawn patrol. They were patrolling for dawn. And I love that image in my mind. What if we lived like a hot air balloon, patrolling for the sun, looking for the joy in the midst of the night, and by doing so, being joy to others? Because those balloons, whatever they were doing, brought me joy. Them just being themselves, giant, buoyant colors of fabric and light and fire. It was a powerful and joyful sight. And if they were looking for the sun to bring them joy, they would both have sought joy and brought joy. And that is the power of what a dawn patrol can do. When you go and look for the joy, you bring joy to others. Even when it's hard, even when it's night, seeking the joy brings joy. So when we are assured that surely God's joy will come in the morning, we just have to say, when does morning start? For our author, it's 12:07. For me, it's when I finally feel like my body is ready to get out of bed. Sometimes that's even as late as 10:30 on the weekends. But you know what? The promise is that morning finds us, even if we take a hand in and go seek it out. So I hope that you will act as dawn patrol this week, seeking joy, lighting up the balloons of your heart, even in the dark and the cold, in the middle of the night, and soaring off in search of God's morning, so that everyone who sees you rejoices in your goodness and beauty. Would you pray with me? Dear Lord, even in the darkness of our circumstances, help us to realize that you have already brought us through the debacles and depressions of yesterday and days gone by. Now help us to find joy in knowing that the new day of our salvation has already begun. Amen. I hope that you will fly your hot air balloon right back here for worship at 10 o'clock. You've still got time to drive over if you're not too far, worship with us in person, or come back here right online. Go stretch outside and enjoy this gorgeous morning. I'm not going to be with you for today. I am trying to fly home to you from California. So Peter Fry will be with us. He's the association president for the Indiana-Kentucky Southeast Association, of which we are a part. And Reverend Peter lives down in Batesville, and he'll be making the trip up to worship with us and to celebrate this sense of joy with us this morning. So come back here to hear Peter, to rejoice together in another worship. And I will see you next week, because although you have tried to escape me, I will be home and back where I belong. So I will see you very soon.